Welcome back, everybody. So lovely to have you here again with me today. We are going to be doing our first little entry in our little journal that I've made, and you guys are going to be following along with me. So I'm so excited to see that so many people are keen to do this. So here we have the cover, and you've seen the flip through of what I've done so far, and I have put that playlist together so you can make this cover up. And we are now, and I've talked through the front. I'm going to now deal with the first page. So this is the very first cover sort of page that we are doing in the signature, but I'm not going to do anything to that page right now. So what I thought we would do is start on the very first tea stain page here. You can use coffee stain pages if you like, and if you are not sure how to do that, I do have a tea staining page tutorial. I think I'll try and remember that and link that down below in the description box as well. But of course I do have a digital as well, which is an avocado page, which we are using in here. It's tea stained digital, avocado digital, and lace pages, all of which we will be using in this journal. So here's the lace page one, and of course, as I said, so this is a tea stain page, and this is the one we're going to work on today, and it will go over the page on the side as well. So that's where we will be working. So I've got this page, which is one of the background, the sort of antique rose color over here. So we're going to start here, as I said. So the first thing I'm going to do is, if I do anything else, is I'm going to use my stencil. Now I've got a stencil here. It's a Tim Holtz stencil. You can find this on my Amazon favorite list if you want to find a stencil. But please, if you have a stencil, use what you have. This one is a Tim Holtz MM3. That's what it says at the bottom here. But I love this because of the flourishes, and there are flourishes in here as well. So I'm going to use this one today. Now I'm going to use my little brush like this, like a makeup brush thing. You can also find these on the Amazon favorites list. And I'm going to use this tattered rose color sort of to bring in this side here. So I'm going to, oops, that shot off. I'm just going to do this with the flourish bit at the top here. So I'm just getting it to where I want it, and I'm gonna rub that over there, and very lightly I'm just going to go over the flourish area that I want. And this is a lovely color. It's going to go perfectly with what we are doing, so just making sure I get it to where I want it to be. That looks about it. So there we go. That's what we're putting at the top there. And then on this side, I'm not going to put the pinky color, although it doesn't really look pink. So yeah, why not? Let's use that as well. And I think I will move this over a bit. And yeah, let's do a flourish again as well. So I'm just getting the angle right here. Here's my fold line. Yeah, and I think that's about where I want it. So we'll just do that again. And I love stencils. I can't have enough stencils. I've got quite a few different ones, but I do have my favorites, and this is most definitely one of those. Alright, so there we go. I've got that bit done. Just pretties up the page a little bit. So we've got the stencil on now, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a page wrap here. So that is what we're going to do. So we will be decorating a page that goes right over the two. Alright, so we'll come back to this a little bit later. We're going to make a wrap that's going to go around a little bit on this side, and then a larger piece on that side from an envelope, a mailer. So it's not something completely new. I have done this a while back, but I'm going to make it for this book itself. Now, just to recap, we've got pink on this side, we've got peach on that side. So I'm bearing that in mind with the design. All right, so let's just put the book out the way. and we are going to tackle the little wrap. So what I've done is I've taken a mailer. I'll give you the estimation here now, but please guys, use something around that you receive yourself. Doesn't need to be this exact measurement. It's not crucial. This is 9 by 6, I think. 9 by 6.5 inches. In centimeters, that is 23 by 16. All right, so I'm going to fold mine at the 13 centimeter or the 5 1/4 inch mark. That's what I've done. I wanted to make my gap there sort of similar. I didn't want to have it right close to the window here. And then I've just folded that over like that, and I'm going to wrap it around the page like that. Okay, so this one I have cut open, and you can see it's open at the top. And what I will do is just take my glue ever so quickly, and just want to stick down this bit here just so that it's not going to come loose when I stick papers on top of it. So that's there. I just want to make sure, yeah, I've got a little bit of that on this side as well. So just making sure it's going to be all right. Right, now what I'm going to do is, before I get going, is I just want to get rid of this on the inside of the window. Now guys, if you don't have a mail envelope or an envelope, remember you can just take 2 pieces of copier paper, join them together and stick the edges and make your own window. All right, so you can use tracing paper, you can use acetate, you can use whatever you like. Okay, you also don't need to put anything in there at all. Try and use packaging if you've got it, but if you want to leave the window open, that also will work. Okay, now I've got a scrap from my Lacy Digital. I'm just going to glue around the edges here. I don't want my tag to get stuck on this when I eventually get to that point. So I'm going to just stick that to fit in there. Now it doesn't have to be completely accurate, although I'm going to try and keep it more on that side. We will be doing something with the other side, so just going to try and get that more over this side. Okay, that just covers up the wording. There is a little bit of a gap there, but that you were not going to see that. So there we go. That's the first little bit that I've done. Now what I did was, I'm using this sheet from my kit, which you've seen me show before, and I love this page. I have actually cut out this piece here to fit onto the top like that. So I measured the height of my envelope there, and I've cut it off where the envelope edge is, and I have just fussy cut around the edges like that. We'll use this page for a couple of other things as well in a minute, so just put it aside. So that's what I've done. So as you can see, I have cut that piece out, and that's going to fit just like that over there. So you can see, you don't see the edge, and you've got this bit sort of falling over the window, which I quite like the look of that. And then what I've done is I've taken a corner which I've torn. This is also from the background pages, the pink pastel page, and I'm going to stick that underneath there. I'm going to stick this all down in a minute, so you'll be able to see. And then what I've done is I took that lacy piece, the same piece as this, like you can see, that's the bit out the middle, and then what I've done is I have just cut around the window there, which is quite easy because this end isn't covered. So we're going to stick that up at the top like that. I went a little bit down because there was a piece peeping through. So if I just show you here, you can see that bit there was showing through. So that's what I'm going to stick down right now. Okay, so that's how it's going to look. So we can start sticking that down. Remember, when you stick things down, look at what's at the top. That's what you're going to stick last. So that's my top layer. This one goes over that, so that's second. So this is first. All right, so just a quick tip, because I have got myself in a few awkward situations before and had to pull things up and broken things. You know, we live and learn, don't we? So trying to get it in the right order helps. I will say that. Hope you guys are all doing really well. It's a long weekend here, bank holiday weekend, so thrilled about that. I really need the rest, and I'm going to be I am looking forward to that. This day couldn't come quick enough. Finished all my marking, which is a huge relief for me. Right, this one I said was second, didn't I? So we're going to stick that one down. And yes, I've got something stuck in here. While I'm doing this, everybody always asks me about my lovely glue pin, and this glue pin comes from Audrey Harris on Etsy, and she's got a little craft shop called Crafty Audrey. So I'll try and remember to put the link down in my description box below this video, so that if you guys are interested, because without every week somebody asks me, at least one person asks me, so I thought I'd mention it again in case you were wondering. And I've got two of them, and they are fantastic, they really are. So I'm going to stick this one down at the bottom here. And I do love using mailers, as you know, because they're like perfect for journaling. Can't go wrong. So now we'll just stick this one down quickly. So we can now get this sorted, go close to the edge like that. Line it up with the paper that you have there, like that. And then we can see, I haven't lined it up properly here, so I'm going to do it with the bottom bit first, like that. There we go. Bit of the envelope. So we'll just stick that bit down again. Right, so we'll stick that all down. I think the top bit was slightly longer, so that's easily remedied. So that's coming along beautifully. So I'm just going to take my scissors, I think. So just a little sliver there. Okay, so that's looking really pretty. And I love how this works together with these beautiful colours. Right, now what I wanted to do is, I wanted to put a little bit of lace, and really I should have put it under here, but that's all right. I can put it on the underside over here. Right, so let's just do that again. Glue's very, I don't know, it must have some kind of a bump or a lump or something in here. It keeps clogging up today. I don't know why that is. Okay, so let's try that again. Just want to get that stuck on there. So I will stitch this in a minute, so you know we will get that right. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so I can do that, and I'll trim that in a minute. So that's what I'm going to do there. Quite like that. And now before I do anything, I want to do this side. So what I decided to do here is I've got another piece of that lovely lacy paper, and I'm going to stick that on the side over here. Before I do that, I'm going to just go like this with my dauber, because I don't want any stark white sticking through here. So we might have to trim the edge of the envelope, but that doesn't matter. I think if I turn that over, let's just see. Yeah, so we'll stick that down, and then I'll trim the edge off, and let's do that. Gosh, it's raining today. I think we were in for some good weather, I believe, but when I had to go to the shop earlier and drop my daughter off, it was really bad with the traffic. I think everybody's planning on going away this weekend because we haven't been able to do that for such a long time. Oh my goodness. It took me so long to do a 5-minute trek. It took me half an hour. So that wasn't good, was it? Right, so let's just stick this down here. Like that. And I'm just lining it up properly. Now I've got a little bit extra there, so I'm going to cut that off with my craft knife. So I'm just going to do that quickly because I don't want any white sticking out. And really I should have measured it better, but here, there we go. Right, so I've got that sorted, so I'm happy with that. And then what I'm going to do here is, let's see, no, I'm on track still. I've got the little peach piece, which I'm loving that color. Because this side is going to wrap around, you'll see what we're going to do. So I've got the little peach piece and I want to make that a pocket. So I'm going to hold the top there. This is the underside. So I had a different color printed on there, but we won't need to have it double-sided. Okay, so let's just put that all down like that. There we go. And then again, I'll just need to line up that edge there because I've trimmed the other bit off, but that's all right. We can do that. That wasn't very straight. It's one of these days, I think. It's one of these days. Okay, so there we go. That's all lined up. So I've got my pocket here. What I'm going to do now, before I go any further, is I just want to sew right around the edge here. I'm going to do that just to, especially this side here, just to make sure that for my own purposes. You don't need to do that. We have glued it all down, so it is going to stay in place, but I do like a decorative sewn edge, so bear with me please. I'll see you back here in a moment. Okay, so here we have it. I have just stitched around there, and then I've just stitched around there. That just secures the lace as well. We have still got our pocket at the top, so I did slit this a bit just to bend this edge down so that I could have it all nice and neat, and this will fold over the page like that. Alright, so that's the only bit we need to decorate. We don't need to decorate the back because that we will not be seeing. It will be stuck down. So we are going to just finish off what we're doing here. So I've got this little scrap that's come from the edge of this page. So the bit that was left over here, I have just torn it out. I think it was at the top bit. So I have used that. And I'm going to put that on the bottom there, so that scrappy bit, and we will be using the scraps up here. And then I have taken this little piece which comes from I think it's, let me grab this one, my ephemera kit. So that one came from there, and I've cut that out with the little roses on it, and I'm going to stick that down on the edge of the pocket over here like that. So we're going to have a little piece like that with some gold bits sticking out, and then that little bit sticking out like that. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to do that while I'm talking to you. I do love this kit, and thank you so much everybody for your wonderful compliments. They're so encouraging. It's got me thinking about what to do next, you know, some other things, and I've got lots of ideas, so bear with me. But I really do appreciate all your kindness and your, you know, really do. I can't thank you guys enough, and for the support of my little Etsy shop as well. Oh, that is so lovely of you all, so thank you, and so excited to share this project with all of you. And thank you so much for sharing in all of that with me and telling me that you're going to follow along, because that really warmed my heart, and I'm so appreciative of that. I really, really am. So yeah, it's just been wonderful. I feel so blessed. Right, so we've got that stuck down. We've got our little pocket here, and I've got another piece of ephemera from my ephemera kit, which just matches perfectly. We are going to put that in there. I'll show you what else we're going to do. Then I took one of the little butterflies. I have printed these butterflies to a sheet so that they're small like that, because I just wanted a small one to go and finish off that little bit there. So we're going to do that. So for all my, I'm going a bit slow with this, guys, because I do have a lot of new ladies new to this craft. So I am trying to show them how to go about this. So I'm sorry if this is you faster than this. Please, you know, zoom forward with pleasure. I'm now taking my Fabri-Tac here, and what I've done here is I've just taken a piece of ribbon, and I've sort of, I'll show you what I did, folded it and then sewn those 3 pearl buttons on the top there. So it's just a case of getting a piece of ribbon, folding it like that, and I sewed it by hand. So it's just folding it, pleating it like that, and as you go, sew those by hand and then sew your buttons as you go along. Yeah, so that's what I did with that. That's going to go on the edge over here like that. So I'm going to stick that down as well. Come on, Fabri-Tac. I do love this Fabri-Tac for any of the fabric. It's all in the name. It does stick so well, so you can't go wrong with that. So there we go, we've got that on the edge, and I'll come back to what else we're going to do here. Well, let's do it now while I'm waiting for that to dry. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to make a little paper clip thingy there. So what I've got is a paper clip. This one, I'll tell you the measurements, but of course use what you have. This one is 2 inches, 5 centimeters, 2 inches in size. And what I'm going to do is I've just cut 2 strips of paper. This is from the brown background page, and that is 3/4 of an inch. So you're looking at 2 centimeters, and that one's the same. I've just cut a little banner at the bottom there. So this is about 2 3/4 in length in inches, or you're looking about 6.5 centimeters. I've just cut 2. I've putting them together like that, sort of overlapping them slightly. So I'll probably just put some glue on the peachy one and underneath, just down the length of that one. I'm going to put those on top of each other, just lapping them slightly, as you can see. Press those down. Then we want to take our paper clip. Now the side where it's a continuous piece, so not the short side, the longer side, you want to slide your papers in there. Okay, turn that over like that. And then I'm going to just put some glue on the top here. And we'll just move that along a bit. And then we're going to just fold that down like that. Okay, so we've got a bit of a base for that now. And now what I did was I took that same piece we were using over here, so I just want to grab it, and you can see at the top there where that swirl was, I cut out a circle. You can do it with your punch or with a die. I cut out another one for which I'm going to show you later. So this is the other side of this piece here. Alright, so hang on to that. Don't throw anything away, we will be using it. And then what I did was, you can see I've cut a piece of card and that circle out with the swirl, which is perfect. I'm going to, and I've just distress edged that, so I'm going to stick that like that over there. And then I took a butterfly, the same butterfly but bigger, the normal size page, and I'm going to stick that on the top like that. And then I had a little word from my typewriter kit, which I've just put onto a little piece of paper, bliss, and I'm going to stick that at the bottom like that. So let's stick this down first. So this is just a little paper clip, and that's how I go about doing them, and I've got different ones I do. Maybe I need to spend a day, or well, a video, let's say, and make up a few and show you the different ones I do, because some of them are reversible, meaning on both sides of the paper clip you've got a nice visual. And then you can put some cheesecloth on there, but I'm not going to do it because I really like the swirl on that. So the wings do go slightly over, so I'm not going to glue to the end. We can just stick that down like that. So that's lovely. And then we're going to stick this little word bliss from my typewriter words, and I do love those. And we're going to stick that just at the bottom there. So there we've got a little paper clip. Now my day wouldn't be complete if I didn't go and take my little pearls and put one on the body of the butterfly. So we will have to do that, because you know. And just taking one of these little mini pearls, and all these things are in the Amazon favorites list. Alright, so if you're wanting to know where I get anything from, that's the place to go and see the details for it. Okay, so there we go. You can see what that looks like. And then what I'm going to do is I'm now going to slide that onto this piece over here. And that's just going to give it a nice little extra bit of decoration. Alright, so there we go. Look at that. How cute is that? Lovely. And you can put more things in here as well. Okay, so that's that side done. Now I just want to finish off this side, and then we are good to go. What I've done is, again, I've used those typewriter words, and I've used that pink backing piece of paper that comes in that kit. So that beautiful one that looks like this. And I have made a little backing for it, for that word. Hopefully you can see that. And I just love that. Just breathe. So that's one of the sentiments, and I'm going to stick that at the top there like that. And I'm also going to get the green butterfly, this one, like that. And I just thought that lifted the green there. Didn't want over amounts of pink, so I'm going to stick that at the top over there. All right, so let's do that. I love sentiments and quotes. Let me know if you guys do too. I'd love to do a sheet with more quotes, uplifting, positive quotes, just to, you know, give us positive reinforcement for the day. I just love doing that. Definitely. Right, so I've got my little butterfly sorted here. And isn't this just the cutest colour? So we'll just stick that down just over there. And I'll try and restrain myself, not put a pearl on that one. We can always do that again. Right, now what I've got is I've got some of these wildflower die cuts that I cut out. So I've got one in like a creamy colour there, a pink, and then I've got a nice soft green. So I've just got those three. I'm going to put the pink on the top. I'm going to put the creamy colour down at the bottom. So it's going slightly over the window. So let's do that. I'm going to show you where I'll put them, and then I'll speed this bit up. Then I've got the little bit of foliage that I'm going to have over there. And then I'm going to put the pink one along these sort of lines like that. So it's going to look like that. All right, so I'll go and stick that down quickly. You can watch me doing that because it can be quite monotonous. Alright everybody, I forgot to mention these are Tim Holtz dies, and again you'll find them on my Amazon favorites list if you're wanting to know any more about them. I love the flower ones, so That's what I've got there. Right, so I think I'm pretty much finished with this section, and there's just one more thing that I want to show you. So that will be the front and that will be the back, and I'll show you how I attach that to the page in a minute. What I wanted to do now was I've got a tag that I'm making, and I wanted to just share that with you. So what I've done is I have cut out a card piece, and I've stuck the pink polka dot on the back there, and as you can see, it's going to fit comfortably in there, and then just peek out at the top, so depending on the size of your envelope. All right, so just measure it in that way. So I'm going to have a little piece peeking through that window as well. All right, so let's just put that to the side, keep that in the middle here. And what I did was I took another piece of an ephemera, so that's from that ephemera pack there, and I've put that pink background piece and just sewn that onto the back there, as you can see. So that needs to go quite low towards the bottom, because when I had a look at what piece was, I want that piece to sort of go through there. So I'm going to stick that onto the bottom straight away. So we'll do that ever so quickly. I have stitched around these, and of course you don't have to do that. It is just my sort of style. So people who don't have a sewing machine, you know, I just like to say that it's not something that you have to do. It's just a thing I do. I will tell you if you need to do it, and it's a necessity, but it's not in this case. All right. Okay, so I've just stuck that down there. And then what I've done is I've got this little piece of ribbon from Plum Boutique, Plum and then B-O-W Teak. So have a look in my little box there on Etsy. You know I do love those ribbons, and that's going to go across there. So I'm going to just stick that across here. The glues are all not working well today. So I'm just going to put some of that on there. The fabric tack is so good for this, so we'll stick that over the bottom like that. Just make sure it's straight. Yeah. Okay, so a little bit straighter. There we go. And then I've taken one of the stamps, which I've just trimmed around, if you have a look there, and I'm going to put that on the side here like that. So that's going to just stick on the side like that. So let's stick that down. Just taking the nearest glue now. And then the art one is playing up today, so we'll just use whatever. Alright, so we'll put that down like that. So I'm quite happy with that. And then again, I've just picked up a little word. This one's bliss. Backed onto that same backing pink paper, so that's easy enough. All right, so we'll just glue that, and I'm going to glue this just on the ribbon and halfway across the stamp. So so you can see that's how it's looking at the moment. Okay, so I'm quite liking the little simple layering system going on there. And then what we're going to do is I've taken a large eyelet, and these are the we are memory keepers, so I do like that. I'm going to just find the middle here of my tag, so the top. That's why I love this board, because you can just easily work out where that needs to go. Now it needs to be about that area, but the way I do it is I turn this upside down, because you can misjudge how far away from the top it needs to be. So I can see the dot. I'm just getting it over here, so I can see the dot in the center, and with these retractable pencils you're able to draw a little circle there. So now I know where I've got to punch it to get it into the right place. So I'm just going to use this. Of course, if you don't have one of these, you can always cut out a little circle and punch a little hole in the middle, and you don't have to use an eyelet. Okay, so, and you know, I didn't have one of these for a while, so these things, we evolve, don't we? We get there in the end. I had a smaller eyelet here, So I just need to switch that around, sorry. Okay, I think I got my act together now. Right, so these pink ones are so pretty. Right, so I've just got that done in place. Let's just put that back. Okay, so that's what we're going to do there. We are not finished. I have then got 2 pieces of seam binding. One is like mint leaf, I think, and this one's a pinky color. So I've made them the same length, and we're looking at about, I don't know how much I need really, but I'm going to thread these both in here together. Oh, that didn't work. So let's just get the pokey tool, because this does work. And then we'll just push that through like that. That's better. Right. So we get that the same length, and I'm going to sort of get it, probably this is enough. I'm going to tie these, just make a, turn it around, just make one of these sort of knots, not knots, just tie them together, bring them a bit forward onto that tag there. Then I'm going to just make a normal bow, but with both, like this. Okay, and then I'm going to cut off where I want to cut it off, and I think it's going to be like this. Okay, and then I'm going to just tweak these out a little bit and do the same over here, because that's a messy edge. And then we'll just do the same over there. Now I keep all these bits because I use them when I'm making clusters, so I don't throw those away. So we've got that bit there, and wait, we are not finished. I have cut out the biggest circle, as I showed you on that piece of paper earlier on that sheet. So that's what the biggest circle was. It came from there with a butterfly. And then I cut out a piece of card as well, and I've put in a small eyelet. But as I said, you can make your own little dot and or sew something on there. What I want to do is I want to dangle that off there. All right, so what you can do is a number of things. I'm going to use a jump ring. You can use, let's use something that most of you will have. Okay, so I'm back, and what I've got is a bulb pin. So this is easier. So if we just open that up, and you can thread that on there like that, and then you can join that underneath your little tag here. And what you could also do is, and I might just try that, is I'm going to put a little pearl button on here first. So I'm just going to thread that on there, then I'm going to thread this on there, and now I'm going to just thread that through the bottom of the ribbon like that. Okay. Now the other thing you can use, and which I prefer, are jump rings, and then they hang a lot better. I do prefer those. Alright, so there we go. We use this because I think this is most accessible for most people. And we've got our little ribbon there, which just needs some rearranging like that. And that's going to be our tag for the top there, and when I've sorted this up properly. Okay, and that's our little dangle as well. So yeah, we'll get that right in a minute. Okay, so there we go, that's our tag. And then we can stick the tag into the top of this here. Okay, so we are going to open up the pocket here, and this is where our tag will go, so we can slide that in there like that. All right, So we've got a little peek of some of the flowers sticking out over there, and then this can also hang down over there like that. All right, and then we've got this side as well. So let's just go and attach this now onto our page, let's say. All right, so we've got our book, and what we're going to do is my pages are all still loose. I haven't bound them in yet. I will show you that at the end. We are now going to attach this onto our page like this. All right, now you can either stick this straight down or you can have it as a tuck spot. I'm going to probably on this side stick this down. I don't think I'm going to have a tuck spot on this one because I have a nice pocket here already. So what I'm going to do is I'm opening this up, just checking that I've got it where I want it. I'm holding it in place here, and I'm going to put my glue on the back side here. Now if you want this as a tuck spot, you're just going to do it on that side there, and then you'll have a tuck spot. But because I'm going to stick this straight down, I am going to go right around here like that, because I don't think I would put something behind here with the tag there already. So I'm just holding that in place, and I'm making sure that it is straight, so it is nice and straight there, and I'm just holding that down like that. Just cut that off. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so there we've got that bit, and then on that side we're going to turn that over. This one I'm going to use as a tuck spot here, so I'm going to glue just that bit along there and this little bit along here. So let's do that quickly. So we're going to run our glue just on the edge and just on the bottom flap like that, and that'll be enough. And then we're going to just drop that down there and along there. This bit's open, all right, so there we go. Now you can put those clips on, you know, these clips, if you want, just overnight, just to keep that bit down there and this side there. But we've got it, and it looks lovely. Just look how beautiful that looks with the page across the way. I love that. That is so pretty. And you've also got a spot here to put in something else, so like a lovely postcard, or one of the beautiful postcards that we've got in the ephemera kit. Okay, so for example, let's have a look here. That one would look absolutely beautiful. That's the back of it, so you could stitch that, glue them together and stitch along the edge, and that would look absolutely stunning in the back of that there. All right, so I hope you guys like that. We'll get to what we want to put into the back at the end. You know, I leave those sort of things till last. I just love how those two work together. And on this page, I'm loving how this is working with this. So again, I hope you've enjoyed that, ladies and gents. Yeah, and that's our first little page, and what a page it is. So thank you so much for following along with me. I'm going to have a couple of other projects along the way as well to fit in here. Just to remind you, we have got the playlist. So we do have this page tuck that we've done that you can go and do, and I've put it on the playlist. So there's that one. And then just a reminder, let me see what else I had. This one page flip that I've done, which looks beautiful there. So that's the other one. Go and make one of those. It's in the playlist. And I think there's one further on here. It's the belly band one that we did. I have put that down, and that looks beautiful with this back page here. So I love it with the doily at the back here as well. So go and have a look. I'll show you how to put that page together. So that's another 2 projects to keep you busy until I see you next time. Thank you so much for following along. Love reading your comments. Keep them coming, and I'll try and get to them as fast as I can. Really appreciate all the love and support you guys are giving me, and I look forward to seeing you in the very next video. So thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye.